Hey everyone, how are you? I'm back for another. So I've just been called to do a few of these collective messages, general. Um, so yeah, let's see what we got, shall we? And just to start off, I'd like to say thank you for being here, and I'd like to thank everyone's angels, guardians, guides, ancestors, loved ones, ascended masters, helpers, healers, transformers, supporters, and transmuters for guiding this reading and guiding these messages, that they meet their recipients in love and light, and may they bring any medicine that is needed at this time. And let it be for our highest good and the highest good of all concerned. For I am truly grateful and thankful. In God's many blessed and powerful names. Amen. Amen. So, we're gonna do I never know where to put that, so I hope everyone's doing well. I hope everything's alright on your end. You guys are staying well, fruitful, loving to yourselves and to others. And hope you're taking it easy as best as possible right now. All my warmth and love to you all. God bless. Alright, so messages for the collective. Please give us messages of love, light, wisdom, healing, happiness, and hope that we may need to hear at this time. Starting off with the 9 of coins in reverse. Oh. Oh dear. Butterfingers. Alright. Okay. So I got, like I said, the opening energy, or you in this situation. The 9 of coins in reverse. I'm just gonna say that I've been getting a lot of owl imagery a lot lately. If that resonates with you. I recently had like a kind of epiphany of like, you always think about birds of prey when you think about eagles and falcons and kites and kestrels and whatnot, and those are vultures, condors, very powerful energies. And I recently, like, I was like watching bird Instagrams, because they're just, I love animal Instagrams. And I was just watching these owls, and I was like, these are just the nighttime versions of those. Like, they're like owls are to eagles and hawks as moths are to butterflies, you know? And all it is one lives in the day, one lives in the night. And for me, there's obviously, like, you know, obviously it's tied to wisdom, it's tied to being able to see in the dark, it's being able to be a part of just like a knowledge that is usually overlooked. And one thing I get from this is a beauty that is usually underestimated. It's a softer beauty. It's the feminine as opposed to it's the feminine moon as opposed to the masculine sun. And the Nine of Pentacles to me is usually a very like sunshine oriented card energy. And in this position, it's still good. I mean, it's not as you would hope it would be, but there is still fruit, if you will. There's still fruit in this medicine, in this energy. And I'm saying, like, you need to see yourself in a way that nobody else sees you. You need to see yourself as you know yourself in the dark. And that includes your abundance, that includes your success, that includes your beauty and your vulnerability. Even in the dark when no one else can see it, there's this I'm hearing there's like an atmospheric light around you in the dark. Like you are luminous. You are illuminated in the dark from yourself and from things around you. Like, it's not just that you're putting off a glow, it's that things, you don't glow yourself in the dark, but let's say you naturally attract fireflies and they light you up in the dark, you know? It's interesting. Did anyone ever play that video game Night in the Woods? There's a scene like that where the main character, you know, and that kind of, I'm going on a tangent, sorry, but this applies. There's this, it all follows a girl that goes back home after dropping out of college, and she hates it, you know. She hates this one horse town that's kind of falling apart, and she feels like a failure, but at the same time she's met with a lot of love and, you know, appreciation for her presence. And one of those moments is her reconnecting with an old friend, and they're out in a field somewhere, and they're like, the friend is all like, well, like, it's really dark, we can't really see anything. And something that you learn at the very beginning of the game, May, the main character, she says, wait here. And then you control her again, and then you run through the fields, and just as you learn at the beginning of the game, she runs through all these like fields attracting fireflies to her. And then she goes back to her friend, like surrounded by fireflies. And the friend is like, that is amazing. And she's like, yeah, I don't know. I think they must like how I smell or something like that. She's like, that's ridiculous and so magical. So here's the message. Even when you're in a place where you don't feel your most opulent and powerful and successful, I promise you that you're lighting up someone else's life. I promise you that you're lighting up your own life. Sometimes we just fail to give it the time of day. That's why it's best we notice at night, you know? Powerful stuff. But yeah, I mean, I just get that you're probably just not feeling, for who this resonates with, you're probably just not feeling as dope as you could be. You're not feeling as grand, as beautiful, as worldly and powerful as you might normally feel or want to feel. But I promise you, like, there's a lot of beauty in you and your position, even in a place where you would normally want to be so highlighted, so surrounded by wealth and success and beauty. And in this position, I'm sorry, I'm gonna adjust this light just so the card's not. There we go. Thank you. You normally want to be in this position. I get it. We all do. But I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, there is importance in this position and message as well. And again, it's like, you might want to be a butterfly right now, but maybe it's more important that you're a firefly or a moth, you know? Maybe you're just attracting fireflies to illuminate you right now, and that's okay. But let's get to the meat of these messages. So here in the eastern corner, you have the Three of Wands. And with the Three of Wands in that position, you're looking at something and you're looking at a goal. You're looking at prospects of prosperity even. You might be thinking about, what do I want to do? Like, you're trying to formulate a plan. You're trying to connect the dots. You have A and C. You're trying to formulate B. So, what is it that you're missing here? Because I get that you have everything you need. There might be a couple of like things that need to be sussed out, a couple of like cloudy things, you know? Like, two of those wands are in the midst of some clouds. So there might be like a couple of things you still need to sort out, but don't get it wrong, don't get it twisted. You're more set up than you are giving yourself credit for and giving the situation credit for, especially mentally. You're on the ball, you're looking at things in a very proactive and pensive and I want to say calculating, but not in a bad way, like in a very like anticipatory way. Like, I'm trying to do the math in my head right now, you know? In the southern position, we have the Hierophant, Le Pape, the Pope. I'm hearing this is a tried and true situation for you. You're trying to do things by the book, and I think that you're trying to manifest things for yourself, knowledge, even access, opportunities that could present themselves, and you could be in this place of like, I'm trying to make things happen. Money moves, basically. Like you're trying to make way for something. It's all like, it's all being worked out in the process mentally, and your actions are kind of like doing double time, and you're trying to make big shifts in energy, in opportunities, in progress, which is, you know, admirable. I will say, like, don't burn yourself out. You want to be very wise. I'm almost hearing the word be conservative with your energy, because I mean, this card is generally a conservative card. It's very much about traditions and, you know, obviously about the spiritual. We also want to acknowledge that everything takes its cosmic time, everything in its divine timing. We have no say in that. I'm getting the urge to emphasize, we have no say in how long things take, and how quick or how slow, how speedy or whatever, you know, how convenient the timing is for us. But it's gonna happen in its own way. And I am also getting like, you're gonna wanna like very interesting. I heard the message, you're gonna wanna reach out for the stars and to the stars. Let me sit on that for a bit. Interesting. I heard you're going to want to judge yourself before others judge you. I guess, okay. That makes sense. It's a very like, you need to check yourself before you wreck yourself. Double, triple check yourself before you wreck yourself. And that does come in, that may be why I was being told, you know, be conservative with your energy. You, like, it's no use pushing and pushing and pushing if things aren't ready elsewhere, you know? So don't mess up a good thing because of your own impatience. The fire position is always very like, hey, I want to make things happen. I want change. I want transformation. I want alchemy. And here you're being told like, that's fine, but easy does it. And I think like with the whole like divine timing, that's what the look to the stars and look for the stars. Like, there's two messages. One is kind of like, I don't know, check your chart. I'm no astrologist, but I am getting star chart, birth chart. Maybe take a look at that. Look at like fiery positions for you. Look at your Mars position. Yeah, definitely look at your Mars position and see how you could work with that. And then the other message was, look towards the stars, have a goal, you know, like aim for the moon, or like, what is it? Isn't it Oscar Wilde who said it? Like, aim for the moon, land in the stars, land among the stars. I guess so. Thank you, Oscar Wilde. You fabulous man. It is about like aiming towards higher things, so that even if you fail, no such thing as failure, but you know, even if things don't work out the way you want them to, you'll land in a pretty freaking cool place anyway. But also, I am hearing like commune with the stars, talk to them. Last night I was on the freeway, and just as I was like not even a mile toward like my off ramp, and I saw like all of a sudden all the cars just like locked, you know. they all just slowed down to a crawl, and I had a small chance of like being able to go on an off ramp and just avoid that whole thing and take surface streets. But then I was like, just the tiny bit hesitant, because I was like it's cutting it very close. So I just decided to stay in the traffic, excuse me, and wait it out. And when I was fine with that, first of all, the car in front of me had the number 999 on their license plate, and I was like, girl, yes. And right then and there, a green meteorite, fell from the sky over my town. And I was like, yes. I was like, thank you, you know? And I'm getting that. Kind of like, talk to the stars, talk to the universe, talk to being, to God, your angels, your ancestors, whatever. Just connect with the big blue, you know? Like, connect with the cosmos. Ask them, you will receive answers. Definitely. I think if you have any questions, look towards the stars. You'll get your answers, whatever that means to you, you know? Again, we've been talking about nighttime stuff, haven't we? Okay. At the Western position, you have the 10 of Swords. To me, that is very... Obvious. I'm hearing it's over and done with emotionally. Physically? Emotionally, you're not seeing things the way they should be, and you feel like it's over and done with. And if we're gonna go back to that whole thing of that game, Night in the Woods, that's kind of how May felt about a lot of stuff. Like, she quit college and she went back home, and she was kind of like, I don't mean to use this terminology, but like dead/numb inside. Like, she wasn't really feeling anything, and she didn't want to feel anything. And I feel like that's where a lot of you guys are at this point. Those of you that resonate with this, you might just not be feeling in a place of like emotional anything. Like, you don't... I also feel like this reminds me of excuse me, I'm gonna take a sip really quick. have my tea and my crystal diffuser. It reminds me. Dang it, I lost it. Oh, yes. I think you guys might be fearing that the best is over, and I feel that you don't want to carry hope for something anymore. I mean, this is probably a peacock, but to me it reminds me of a phoenix. So you're kind of like, emotionally, you maybe have given up on seeing a rebirth. Like there's no chance of this like coming back to life. But babe, like, you forget a phoenix needs to die, you know? That's part of its fate, of its like cosmic design. Like, a phoenix wouldn't be a phoenix if it didn't die every once in a while, you know? So, I don't know. Don't lose hope. There's one single star right there. And I've been thinking about the word hope a lot lately. Thinking about its purpose and uses, and, you know, sometimes it can be an unhealthy thing. Sometimes it's the thing that keeps us going. But that being said, with the star, with that single star above a dying phoenix, there's a chance. There's a small spark of hope. Also, I am hearing, like, don't let things, like, get to you in such a fatalistic way. Like, don't go to extremes. Things are fluid. Things are rarely etched in stone. So go forward, move forward, but have an open, soft heart towards things, you know? The Chariot in reverse at the northern position. I feel like you're at a standstill, you're not letting things happen, and you're kind of miserable about it. Miserable. But I think it's more about, like, your outlook. It's more about, like, you don't see something working in your favor, whether it is movement, whether it is opportunity, decision, or whether it is just action, drama, you know? Like, what are you guys going through? Like, what is happening here? Because this is all very personal. Like, this is all very, like, what's going on in your head. And ever since I started doing this layout, the northern and southern parts, or the northern and southern positions, they always tend to reflect each other. I just heard, like, slow and steady wins the race, so you might as well enjoy the time it takes. You know, like, you might as well just heed the warning, take the advice, learn to let go of the reins, because you're not always in charge of it. You're not always in charge of how fast the chariot is going to go. Sometimes it's at a standstill. That's not wrong. It's not bad. Sometimes it's absolutely necessary. And this, I'm even hearing, sometimes it's the safest thing possible for you right now. And that's, I heard, and that's on that, you know? Learn to let go a little bit more and learn to be comfortable with not needing to make a decision right away, especially when you want to see something physical, you want to see material manifestation of your decisions, of your slow progress. Like, it's not always about that, and it sometimes can be about standing still and appreciating that moment of stillness. Be here now, you know? This one has been coming up so much. Interesting. You guys might want to check out the other general reading that I'm going to be posting with this one. This is like the how others see you situation. The Lovers. And in this particular deck, this is the Le Tarot de Royaume Celeste, also known as, I believe, Celestial Kingdoms. So this particular deck comes with 4 different Lovers cards to be all inclusive. This one, I believe, is... I think this one's like the non-binary card of the Lovers. I'm also hearing, like, if you're looking at your birth chart, also look at your Venus and your Saturn. Those might be important in all of this. Self-love and dealing with discipline and change. How you deal with that. With the Lovers in this position, I feel like there's so much star imagery here, especially because we were talking about the nighttime, and this is kind of like fated. I feel like a lot of people who are looking at you right now, it's kind of like, oh, I heard the word burnout. Inevitable burnout. First of all, don't let other people put that on you. Second, it could be about just like, I heard you can't keep moving forever. Slow down, take a beat, take a rest. You know, you have to let yourself I heard 2 words. Coalesce and convalesce. Coalesce is kind of like to regroup, to merge, and to convalesce is to heal, you know, like a convalescent home. That's usually like an old people home, but it's also like recovery, like a rehab, like post operation rehab or something, you know? It's time for you to take a chill pill, my love. Like, you know it. Like, this is something that you know it and other people know it about you. Like, they're wanting to see you move slower in a way that's more adaptable for you, because I feel like there's very strong, especially your earth and your fire being the only well, not the only, but two very prominent major arcana here. Your movement and your power is very strong. I get that. But also, like, you can't keep that up forever. Like, you have to make better choices, because here with the mental and the emotional, like, you're you're lacking strength in those. And what I mean is, they're close to burnout. You need to replenish, coalesce, convalesce. But I see, like, you know, I think others see you're making things happen. It's good. It's fated that you are to do really well. It's just like, you gotta be more aware of your needs. Excuse me. One more drink. Thank you. How do you see yourself, the moon? I heard you don't see yourself. And that rabbit, the rabbit is really special for me. And in general. And I just realized she has like bunny ears. Her hair is like bunny ears. It's so cute. But in this situation, my dear, you have to be way more aware of your heart. You have to be way more aware of your inner monologue, your inner dialogue, your inner, like your levels, you know, like your energy levels, your okayness levels. Like, you gotta like be more vigilant on that. You gotta be more willing to communicate that with yourself, and you're gonna have to go within to hear that. You're gonna have to like watch over yourself, almost like a pet rabbit. So with rabbits, don't get it wrong, they can be very communicative. Like, they don't meow or anything, but they grunt, they stamp their feet, they can be loud, you know. They can be little devils sometimes. They're adorable, and they're my heart. But whenever a rabbit is sick, it's very hard to tell, because all they do is like sit still, you know. When they're sick or they need something, they just like sit still. So someone who's very perceptive to their rabbit friend, let's say, they'll be able to tell if something's off, because a rabbit, when they feel comfortable with you, they're running everywhere. They're little terrors sometimes. They're constantly active. They're curious. They're always doing this, that, and the other thing. But like the layman, like an amateur like caregiver to a rabbit, wouldn't probably not be able to notice that something is wrong, because a rabbit's not gonna like whimper or anything like that. It's silent and it's still, and you kind of have to like treat yourself like that. Like, a cry for help is not always going to be obvious and dramatic. Sometimes you have to like still yourself to be able to notice something. So I'm just saying, with the moon card here, with like how you see yourself, still yourself so you can understand what it is that you need, what it is that you want, especially like your own inner emotional and mental needs. Like the mental, I feel like you're starting something, you're planning something and you're figuring something out and you're using the basics, right? But you're already you're already mentally taxed and exhausted and donezo. So you have to like be way more caring about your inner world, your inner needs, your inner wants and desires. I'm hearing too. Yeah, I also hear like it's interesting. Oh my gosh, we're at 40 minutes. An interesting aspect to this. You need a little more beauty in your life. Bring beauty into the equation. Buy yourself some flowers. That's one of my biggest forms of advice is like, do something small for yourself. Buy yourself a bouquet of flowers. Buy yourself a plant. But first, buy yourself some flowers, like, so you can see some vivid beauty in front of you. Bring some clean, good, fresh energy into your house or in your living space. The 3 of coins. This is like potential outcome, you know. The 3 of coins is about collaboration. Don't be afraid to ask help from others. But it's also, there is an element of wanting to work with others to make something happen, to make something grow, to make something vivid and real and seen. I heard. Make something happen for yourself. Make good choices with someone else. You guys could bridge worlds, I'm hearing. You can make things happen. Manifestation, real things, I'm hearing. Interesting. And the energy that is not so obvious, like an underlying energy in the midst of all this. Death in reverse. Death is about change. Death is about letting something end. Letting a natural ending happen so something new can begin. A new day. And it's funny to me, this is very like father time. I think that's a female figure, the female death. But I am getting very like father time, baby New Year's. New year, new you. And for me, lately I've been talking about that in terms of the new zodiac. Like when Aries season starts, for me that's kind of like the new year. Well, for me, new year, I'm a Scorpio. It happens in fall time, but I mean in like the astrological sense. Maybe start working with the energies of the new zodiac, you know? And in reverse, you're fighting this change. You're fighting this newness, this new way of seeing a brand new day. If you feel called to, I suggest reading or watching the other reading that I'm posting with this one, because similar message with the death card. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate everything. God bless you. Be safe, and I wish you well. Remember to comment, share, like, subscribe, and I hope that this was something that resonated with you guys, and I hope all is well with you. And God bless. Be safe. Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. Drink plenty of water. Eat well. And have an amazing day, week, month, rest of the year. God bless. Be safe. Bye-bye.